Hi guys, this is Vineet, and in this video we will discuss about how you can revert a database to its snapshot inside SQL Server. So let's proceed ahead. Uh, Before we proceed ahead, I would request you guys to please subscribe to our channel. Subscribing gives us huge motivation to create new videos for you and other SQL professionals. So please subscribe to our channel. If you take a look at the right screenshot, you see that majority of the non-subscribers watch our videos, like 96% of subscribers who watch our videos don't subscribe to our channel. Only around 4% have subscribed to our channel. So I would request you guys to please subscribe. Right now there are 313 subscribers on my channel, and right below there is a subscribe button, and this arrow is pointing to a subscribe button below this video. Click on that button to subscribe to the button. Once you click on subscribe button, you will get a bell icon towards the left hand side of subscribe button. Hit on that bell icon and select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. So this is an example screenshot given over the right. So this is what you need to do. Alright guys, so I hope you have subscribed to my channel now. Let's move ahead. So there are some points to remember. Please watch this video till the end to gain better clarity of the concept, and if possible for you, please watch this video twice. And perform any exercises in your lab environment or test environment. Do not touch any production environment or production databases. We would like to know your thoughts regarding our video, so please share your comments. And in case you need the PDF copy of the notes described in this video, the link is given below. Also, I will include this link in description. You can go to that link and download the PDF notes by paying a nominal fee. And also there are some playlists to watch. Those are database design playlists and the business continuity video playlist. Links can be found in description as well. I have mentioned on this page as well the links to access those playlists. Each playlist contain the business continuity one has like 45 videos at present, and the other one has around 30 videos. And also there's a link to my channel page which is given at the bottom. Link is also included in description area of this video as well, so you can check that out as well. And if you have any questions related to SQL Server, you may do so by paying a nominal fee of INR 500 for a single question at the below link. You can go to that link. Also this link is included in the description. And also in case you need help in writing your profile for your resume, please do get in touch with me. I am available for an hourly charge of INR 1000, and you may avail this service by going to the link below. The link can be found in description as well. Now let's come back to the topic of this video today. I hope you have subscribed to my channel. There's a subscribe button below. Click on the subscribe button. Click on the bell icon after that and select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. And today's topic is how to revert to a database snapshot in SQL Server. So let's quickly go to notes. So let's select the pen pointer. So I will use yellow and we'll use the pen pointer. So today's topic is how to revert to a database snapshot in SQL Server. Now let's go through some theory description. So if a data in an online database gets damaged, so if we have a database which is still online, but we have lost some data, or the data has become damaged in that online database, in some cases reverting the database to a database snapshot that predates the damage might be an appropriate alternative to restoring a database from a backup. So in some situation where our database is online, and in case we damage some data or we lose some data, there are some situation where we can revert to a database snapshot that predates the damage, and this might be an appropriate solution in some scenario in comparison to restoring a database from a backup. An example is given below. So for example, reverting a database might be useful to revert a serious user error. For example, if a user has dropped a table, for example, and in those scenarios, if a user has dropped a table, we can revert to a database snapshot that has taken prior to the damage is done. However, all the changes made after the snapshot was created are lost if we revert to a snapshot. So any changes that have taken place after the snapshot was taken, we will lose on those changes if we revert to a snapshot. Alright, let's move on to some limitations and restrictions in restoring to database snapshots. So what are those limitations and restrictions? So reverting is unsupported under the following scenarios or following conditions. We cannot revert to a database under the following conditions. So let's discuss on those conditions. In case there are multiple snapshots for a database, reverting is not possible in those scenarios. For reverting, there must be only one database snapshot at the moment for the database to which you want to plan to revert basically. So in case we have multiple snapshots, we need to drop all the other snapshot except one to which we want to restore the database to. Any read-only or compressed file groups. So if we have a file groups that are compressed or files that are compressed or read-only, if they exist in database, the reverting is not possible. Now, earlier we talked about the file groups. So any files that are now offline. So if you have files in a file group that are now offline in a database, but were online when the snapshot was taken, reversal is not possible or reverting is not possible. So any of the files in database that are now offline, but when we took the snapshot they were online, then the reverting is not possible. Next point is recovery is not intended for media recovery. So the snapshot reverting is not intended for media recovery basically. A database, what does it mean? A database snapshot is an incomplete copy of a database files. So snapshot is an incomplete copy of a database file. So if the database or the database snapshot is corrupted, so here we are talking about a scenario if our database gets corrupt or database snapshot gets corrupt, reverting from a snapshot is likely to be impossible. So both should be in stable condition, both the database and the database snapshot, if we want to revert the database to a database snapshot successfully. Both should be in good condition. Furthermore, even when it is possible, reverting in the event of corruption. So even if the reverting is possible in event of corruption either of a database or database snapshot, it is highly unlikely to correct the problem. Therefore, taking regular backups is essential and testing your restart plan is also essential to protect our database. We cannot totally rely on the database snapshot, so we should have a backup and restore strategy defined in addition to taking snapshots. And both our database and database snapshots should be in good condition if we want to do a restore. If in case any of them are corrupt, yeah, the reverting is not possible or reverting may not correct the problem. Next point is if you want to restore the source database to the point in time at which you created a database snapshot. So here we are talking about a scenario if you want to restore our database to a point in time where we created database snapshot. Use the full recovery model. Now here's a suggestion: we should use a full recovery model and implement a backup policy that enables you to do that. So backup policies should still be there even if we want to revert to a database snapshot. If we are taking it as a point in time of failure and we want to restore to that particular point in time, we should have a backup strategy that can take our database to that condition where point in time recovery to a database snapshot is possible. So let's move ahead. The original database is overwritten by a reverted database. So whenever we do a reverting to a database snapshot, our original database is overwritten by a reverted database. So any updates to a database since the snapshot's creation are lost. So that is quite clear. The revert operation also overwrites the old log files. So in addition to overwriting the database, it also overwrites the old log files. The revert operation basically, it overwrites the old log file and rebuilds the log. Consequently, what happens? You cannot roll the reverted database to the point of user error. So in case we revert to a database snapshot, we cannot roll forward to a point of user error. Therefore, recommendation is to backup the log before reverting database. So whenever we want to revert a database, it is recommended to take a log backup or the transaction log backup or tail of a log backup before you can revert to a database snapshot, so that after you restore a database snapshot, you can roll forward those transaction logs. Although you cannot restore the transaction logs, original log, to roll forward the database. So even if you have taken log database backup in this scenario before reverting a database to a database snapshot, that roll forward is not possible. But yeah, the information in the original log file can be useful for reconstructing the lost data. So information can be used from that log backup. But yeah, we cannot roll forward any transactions recorded in that particular log file, even though we have taken the log backup. So that roll forward is not possible in case we are reverting a database to a database snapshot. Now, reverting also breaks the log backup chain. So what is a log backup chain? Basically, take backups in sequence. Like we take full database backup, after that we take differential backups, then after that we start taking the transaction log backups in a sequence after certain intervals. So those are a series of log backups, and reverting basically breaks those log backup chain. Basically, what do we mean by log backup chain is that we have taken log backups at regular intervals. In case we want to restore those log backups, those all must be restored in a sequence. So that is basically a log backup chain, starting from full backup, differential backups, till all the transaction log backups we need to restore. That constitutes the log backup chain. So reverting totally breaks that. Therefore, before you take any log backups of a reverted database, so whenever the database is reverted and before you take any log backups, you need to take a full backup first, full database backup or file backup first before you take any log backups. Recommendation is to take up a full database backup and not a file backup basically. And during a revert operation, both the snapshot and the source database are unavailable. So whenever a reverse or revert operation is taking place, both the snapshot and the database which is being reverted are unavailable. The source database and snapshot are both marked in restore. So both of them are marked as in restore condition, indicated within brackets. If an error occurs during the revert operation, so here we are talking about a scenario where an error occurs during a revert operation. When the database starts up again, the revert operation will try to finish reverting. So in case if any error happens during the revert operation, so whenever the database starts up again, the revert operation will try to finish reverting process. The metadata of a reverted database is the same as the metadata at the time of the snapshot. So whenever a database is reverted to a snapshot, its metadata becomes same as that of a metadata of the time of a snapshot. Now reverting drops all the full text catalogs. We have not discussed full text catalogs as of now, but yeah, in future I will be making videos on full text catalogs. What are they? Now let's talk about prerequisites for reverting a database to a database snapshot. So there are some prerequisites. Ensure that the source database and database snapshot meet the following requirements. So there are some requirements that need to be met before we can revert a source database to a database snapshot. We need to verify that the database has not become corrupted, so that should be checked first. that your database is intact. If the database has become corrupted, you will need to restore it from backups. So prior to reverting a database to a database snapshot, we should first make sure that database is not corrupt. In case it is corrupt, we need to restore it from backup instead of reverting it to a database snapshot. Next thing is we need to identify a recent snapshot. So in case our database is intact or fine, we need to identify a recent snapshot that is created before the error. So whenever an error occurred, we should find out a snapshot that is just created before that error. And we need to drop any other snapshot that currently exists on the database except the one that we are using for the reverting purpose. Now, how to revert a database to a database snapshot? So to revert a database to a snapshot, there are some points. We first identify the database snapshot to which you want to revert the database. So let's check in our case. Let's open up SQL Server quickly. I've triggered the SQL Server. Let's see if when it opens. So what we will do, first we will identify the database snapshot to which we want to revert the database. I hope it is opening. Let's wait for a minute. So guys, SQL Server is open. Let me connect to the database. So first step is to identify database snapshot to which we want to revert. So earlier in our earlier video, I had taken a database snapshot which is under this section. I've taken a snapshot of AdventureWorks database. So this is the only one I have, and which is basically a snapshot of this AdventureWorks 2022 database. So we have identified that this is the database snapshot we want to revert to. Maybe we will drop some table out from here, then we will try to revert it to this database snapshot. Alright, so let's see what are the next points. So we have identified the database snapshot to which we want to revert the database. You can view the database snapshot in SQL Server Management Studio. I have just shown you. You can locate it within the database snapshot section. Here is our database snapshot. Also, you can view the source database ID column of the sys databases table to determine the recent snapshot. So you can check this table as well. So if you perform a new query, so if you run a statement select star from sys dot databases, you can execute this query and you can check out what can you check out. You can view the source database ID column of a sys databases table to determine the recent snapshot. This is required in case you need the source database ID for that particular snapshot. So if you look at this list, so this is our snapshot, and it has a database ID of 10, and it is a snapshot of database ID 9, which is AdventureWorks 2022. So database ID can be determined for here if in case you are using the transact SQL statement to revert to a snapshot. Now drop any other database snapshot. In our case, we only have a single database snapshot. I will be making a video soon on how to drop the database snapshot. Maybe it's next video in the series of database snapshot. So you can drop any other database snapshot. In this case we only have one. Otherwise you can right click on that database snapshot and do a delete to drop that particular database snapshot. Otherwise you can use the drop database statement and give the name of the snapshot to drop that particular snapshot. We'll cover that in our future videos. So please stay in touch and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe button is below this video. Click on that. So we need to drop any other snapshots. Here we are not dropping it because I only have one snapshot. If the database uses the full recovery model, so let's see what our database uses. So our database is using we talk about recovery model of this database. It is using a full recovery model. Okay. So if a database uses the full recovery model, before reverting, you should back up the log. So in our case, we need to back up the log as our database is using the full recovery model. So let's take a log backup. So let me open up a query. So in order to take a log backup, we need to use backup log, and we need to give the database name 2022 to disk, We need to give the path. You can check out the path, which is let me check quickly. So path is C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, your instance, and a SQL folder, and the backup. You can give this path to take backups. So path is this, and we need to specify the name of the log backup file. So I'm just mentioning it as works 2022 log backup dot back, and we can put in a date for today, indicating that it is taken today. Although we do get date in the date timestamp of the log file. Today's we talk about date is November 18. So let's take November 18 as the date, and it's 2023. Okay, so this is the backup file to which we are taking the log backup. So let's execute. So we have taken the log backup. So log backup is done. We can check whether the file is there. So this is the log backup we have taken. So second condition is also met. So now our database is using a full recovery model, and before reverting we have taken the log backup, and now we will perform the revert operation, and syntax for that is given below. Syntax is a restore database. We give the name of the database name, we give the name of the database, and we use the class from database snapshot, and we give the name of the snapshot, and then we start the database, and optionally we back up the reverted database as well after the database gets reverted, especially if it is used for the fuller bulk log recovery model. Ideally we take a full ideally a full backup should be taken after database revert to a snapshot. We should take a full backup. So let's go through a demo. So we are done through these two steps. Now we need to perform the revert operation. Let's see how we can do that. We will use transact SQL to do the snapshot reversal. So before performing any snapshot reversal, let me go ahead and remove some of the tables. Like, let me why do we do snapshot revert? Why do we revert to a snapshot? In case user drops a table. So for example, let's delete this table. Let me drop this table quickly. AW build version. So this table is dropped by mistake from any user maybe. So at this point I have a database snapshot to which I can revert this database. So let's run a new query where we will use the master database to switch to master database. Then what we need to do is we need to use the restore database command, and we need to give the name of the database, which is AdventureWorks 2022, and we need to restore it from database. We can take from command in the next section. So we are restoring it from our database underscore snapshot, and we need to give the name of the snapshot, which is this. You can take it from left hand side, or maybe you can take it from this table as well. And this is the whole name of that database snapshot. So we will revert from that. So yeah, this is the command we should be executing. So let's execute that. We will get our table back, which was AW something version. Let's try to restore it and see. So we are restoring the database to its snapshot. Let's see if it allows us. So command is completed successfully. Now that table should have come back. So database snapshot is reverted. If we refresh the table section, we should get that table. So we got the AW build version table back after restoring it to a database snapshot. So at this point, ideal way is to take a full database backup, so that we can take by issuing a new query, and we can do a full database backup by using the backup database. We can get the name of the database, AdventureWorks 2022, and we can take a backup to disk, and backup can be taken in this folder. Okay, we can give the name of the file full backup ADB 2022, and we can mention after snapshot restore. We can mention date as well, 2023 and 11, and we can mention today's date, which is 18. Dot back is the file name I'm taking. Okay, we have mentioned the name of the file. Yeah, that's it. We can take full backup like this. Let's take a full backup. So backup is done. Now we have a full backup file here. So that should be the ideal way if we are using the full recovery model. We should always take a full database backup after we restore or revert a database to a database snapshot. We should always take a full backup after reverting the database. And this is the syntax for reverting to a database snapshot. So first we do that. After that we take a full backup of that particular reverted database. Let's go back to notes. Guys, we are done with this video for today. Today we have given you the overview of how to revert to a database snapshot. We have discussed on some limitations and restrictions. We have talked about quite a few of them, and we also talked about the prerequisites for reverting, what should be kept in mind before reverting to a database snapshot. And we have given you steps to how to restore or revert a database to a database snapshot. There's a series of steps you need to follow, and we have also shared with you the syntax for restoring the database from a snapshot, which is this. And after that you can start the database, which is automatically in a started state, because our database was online, so you don't need to start the database. And optionally you can take full backups after reverting the database, so that we have also shown you how you can take full database backup. So I hope guys you like this video. In case you like this video, please click on the like button and do comment on our videos, share this video with your friends, and also please subscribe to my channel. There's a subscribe button below this video. Click on that subscribe button, select bell icon, click on that bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. We really need your support here, as subscribing gives us huge motivation to create new videos for you and other SQL professionals, so please support us. So guys, we are done, and I hope you like this video and you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.